Ahoy, hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to episode 26 of...
That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Why do you keep doing that to me?
I did it the wrong way around.
Again.
It's because the pressure we're in, you see.
You're under pressure.
We're under pressure. We've got an audience.
Pressure. We have got an audience.
But yes, it's your weekly roundup of all the Star Wars news that I've completely ballsed up right at the start. But it don't matter. Let's just check. The computer's plugged into the audio. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
For all you geeks out there that want to moan about it.
Tell us
Right, so Neil is here with all of the news that you need to know. So hit us with the first story.
Quite a bit this week.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. So first off, Woody Harrelson has spoken about the upcoming Han Solo movie. Appearing on the Jimmy Fallon show. I almost said Jimmy Smith then. Why would I say that? Jimmy Fallon show promoting his movie Wilson. He was asked if he could say anything about the Star Wars spin-off film. He then said, I play a guy named Beckett who is kind of a criminal and I am a mentor to Han. And then Jimmy Fallon said, how long are you going to be in London filming? I will be there until the end of July. Now, that's all he said. So
okay,
he's confirmed he is a mentor because that was only the rumour. And Beckett, do you like that as a Star Wars name?
I don't, but we don't know for definite that's definitely his name, do we?
Why would he say it there?
Well, why would they might just be a placeholder name. There is a character that a lot of people online have been saying that could he be playing, and I can't remember the name of the character, but I don't know. Do you think that's real? I don't know.
I don't see why not. It's no spoiler, is it, giving away the character's name?
No.
Because it might be somebody that's never been in the Star Wars universe anyway, so...
So do you think it's going to be like an Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of...
I think he's just going to be an older rapscallion that led him astray, if you see what I mean.
Right.
Because obviously it's going to show other things, isn't it? How through the Han Solo folklore. So
here's a question then. Right now, do you think that Woody Harrelson will be alive right through the film?
No.
You think he's going to die?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be one of those moments?
No. Not necessarily a no moment.
But they have no. Like Luke does it when Obi-Wan Kenobi gets killed. Obi-Wan Kenobi does it when Qui-Gon Jinn gets killed.
Because the reason being is I think they'll kill him off in this because we would have heard about him in other movies, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but that's the trouble you have when you retcon things and you go back in the timeline.
Exactly. So I think he'll snuff it somewhere along the way. I don't know whether it'll be a no moment.
Okay, I mean, there's another story that you're going to touch on in a second. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out about the Han Solo movie that is making me a little bit worried.
Ooh,
story-wise.
We'll talk about this
story-wise. But Woody Harrelson, I think he's really good. He's good in everything that he does.
Most things, isn't he? I can't think if he's been terrible off the top of my head.
And he was in Cheers.
Cheers.
So
he was, yeah.
Maybe he'll be working behind the bar.
What was the name of his character in Cheers?
Woody.
Yeah.
that was a hard one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. Right.
Next.
Okay, also joining the cast of the Han Solo movie is Ian Kenny, who was in Sing Street, which is a wonderful film. Have you seen that?
I have seen it.
Have you seen that? No. We have an audience
disembodied
member.
Voice.
Yeah.
Neil
like other members of the cast, it is unknown what role he will be playing as of yet.
Yes. It's going to be interesting because he plays a bit of a brute and a thug in Sing Street until... Yeah. Well, even at the end, he still is.
But he's got a thug
spoilers,
with a heart.
But he's he's a right wanker through the film. He's the bully until you get to the end bit, and he becomes the sort of bully that you're glad he's part of the group, kind of thing. So it will be interesting because obviously he's a lot younger than everybody else that's in the movie. Yeah, and a nice step up for him. Yeah. Do you think maybe Woody Harrelson then is going to be a kind of Fagin figure?
Ooh, I hope not.
Well, because they're all smugglers. Maybe he's he's got his little band of smugglers.
Turn it into a musical.
Got the pick a pocket or two.
I'd like to see that.
That was one. Ronald Moody.
Ronald Moody. Ron Moody. You know him that well, Ronald Moody.
Next.
I think that's nice. Nice casting. Anyway, it's nice to see them coming out
until you know exactly who he's playing or what he's doing.
Absolutely,
he might be in
an alien.
Yeah, not cosmetics. What is it?
CGI.
Yeah, or prosthetics.
Prosthetics. Right.
Maybe he's doing that.
Okay, while speaking at the USC Tech Conference, Bob Iger, Isn't it Iger?
Iger.
Oh, I put
He's not
Iger.
Frankenstein's assistant.
Iger. Yeah, well, you might be. You never know. Disney's CEO spoke about episode 8 and 9 and also the upcoming Han Solo movie. First, he spoke of Carrie Fisher and reiterated what had already been said. We are not changing 8 to deal with her passing. Her performance remains as it was in 8, he said. And in Rogue One, we created digitally a few characters. We are not going to do that with Carrie. He then moved on to say, when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, it originally envisaged 3 new Star Wars films, but the company's creative team is now working on Star Wars stories that will go on well beyond Episode 9, he said. The team is thinking about what could be another decade and a half of Star Wars, if that'll please you and everybody else. He said, Iger always also revealed that the next film, a standalone project on Han Solo, will follow his life from the age of 18 through to 24. The film will include acquiring a certain vehicle,
Millennium Falcon,
and meeting a certain Wookiee, Chewie.
Yeah.
And you'll also discover how he got his name. Is this the bit?
That's the bit.
Yeah.
That's just the bit that I don't want them to mess about with.
I don't understand why. Yeah, I mean, Han Solo is his name, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we've thought for 40 years that Han Solo is his name. I'm just worried that
his real name's Gary.
Yeah,
Kevin.
Ronald Moody.
Ronald Moody.
I'm just worried that they don't need to mess about. I want to know about his younger life, but I don't.
It might just be that it was longer, like it might be
Hanold
Solo.
No, it doesn't. They don't need to mess about with stuff like that.
No.
Not in my view. But breaking that down, I'm glad about the Princess Leia. I thought beforehand, when Carrie Fisher passed away, I thought that maybe the character's not going to make the end of episode 8 anyway. So that would sort of
make sense.
Yeah, it would. The trouble is, you don't really want there to be, like, Han died in episode 7, spoilers, and you don't want each of the big 3 to
die in
each one, because then it's almost when it comes to episode 9, then you're going to expect it that if Princess Leia dies in episode 8, then you think, well, Luke's going to die in episode 9. It's obvious that that's what they're going to do,
unless they just do it where she passes between 8 and 9, and it's just goes.
That's not really a nice heroic way.
Well, it might be the only way they do it if you think about it.
Yeah, but I would think that would be a disservice to the character.
Or you see a ship going off and boom.
No, I don't know. I
mean, if they've already filmed it and she hasn't died, they're gonna. Will they kill her off? That's the thing. I mean,
they need to give her. She is one of the main 3. They need to give her a death like they gave Han Solo.
A proper
send-off, yeah. What else was in that story? What other bits?
So it was obviously, we know about the vehicle. Well, we assume that anyway, that how he won the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And then it's how he met a certain Wookiee. Now, I thought, I'd read somewhere that in the canon of Star Wars, he'd known Chewie since he was a young boy.
In the old what's now Legends, he saved Chewie's life. And then Chewie had a life debt over him. That's why he never left him. I don't know what age that was, but again, that was all. That's not official canon now, is it? That's the old Legends. So they could probably make something up in regards to that.
Yeah.
And the fact that the other thing was the continuing doing the movies. I mean, they can carry on and just keep doing them. Where there'll always be a Skywalker story is something that.
Well, it could move on. Would you be upset if the Skywalker legacy sort of drifted off and Jedi moved into other names?
It depends what they did in regards to if they're always going to be saga movies. If they ended up doing a trilogy of Old Republic, that would be great. Because that I think would be great if they did a Game of Thrones style Star Wars movie.
Not a TV series.
No, I think if they did it in like a Lord of the Rings, 3 movies, the epic scale, but from telling the story before Luke and thousands of years ago, about when the Jedi and the Sith were at battle with each other. That'd be amazing. They did something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even R-rated.
That that would be good to see an R-rated Star Wars movie, like we spoke about last week. It would be very good. So, back to the celebrations again. Every week we've been talking about this. It's coming very soon. The timings for the celebrations have now been released. Now, not all the panels have been confirmed of what they will be.
No.
But so far we have. On the Thursday, we have the Star Wars 40th anniversary celebration. Now, that Dennis Lawson has been confirmed to be appearing on that.
Really?
Well. Yeah.
What, Wedge himself?
Yeah.
My God, that is surprising because he's always poo-pooed his appearance on Star Wars.
Well, I read today that he's confirmed that he will be there.
Right. Have you seen what the rumour is?
No.
The rumour is that George Lucas and Harrison Ford will be there as well.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It'd be great if that was the case.
I can imagine Harrison Ford doing it.
You would imagine, seeing it's the 40th anniversary, that George Lucas would as well.
You'd hope so. But he doesn't come across as that sort of talker, does he?
No, but he would. Can you imagine the reception that he would get? He's the god of it all. Without him, none of it would be alright.
No, of course not.
And I would love to see him because he hasn't been to one for the last few celebrations, I don't think.
No, that would be good. That would be awesome if that happened. Smooth Talking with Billy D. Williams.
That'd be fun.
I should imagine so. I can imagine it being really entertaining. And then the last at the moment confirmed was Always Two There Are with Ian McDermott and Ray Park.
That would be interesting as well.
Together. Do you reckon they'll be having a fight?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. That's the Thursday, isn't it?
That's the Thursday. Then Friday we have
the big one.
Star Wars The Last Jedi panel, which should be, I think, will be very similar to what we saw on the Rogue One.
Well, they're gonna have the trailer, aren't they?
Of course they are. They've pretty much already said that so far. So, and then Small Talk with Warwick Davis. This is on the big celebration stages. Now, the celebrations, there are obviously other little stages dotted around and it's not so big stages. So I haven't got the listing for all of those, but they're doing something about series 4, Rebels, aren't they? That's coming, but I don't know a lot about that. So.
Yeah, this is what just on the main stage, and then they're going to do the same as they did last year, and then they're going to pipe it in live on the other stages while the main
so like with The Last Jedi. So here we go. On the Saturday, they got the Star Wars Rebels Season 4 sneak peek. So I've yet to catch up with some Rebels so far.
I watched the finale episode.
Was it good?
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, good battle.
Right. Anthony Daniels, 40 years with C-3PO.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That could be quite nice. And the Star Wars Championship of Cosplay. Now, you appeared on that.
I did. Not dressed up as anything. Just as a little...
Just doing a Wookiee impression.
Yeah, with Warwick Davis. My mate Warwick.
Yeah. And Sunday, these are not the droids you are looking for, is on the main stage. I would imagine that's talking about all the droids throughout the movie, is bringing them out, and then the closing ceremony.
The one thing I was surprised that there isn't anything like a tribute to Carrie Fisher, unless that's going to be part of the 40th anniversary.
I would imagine it's either going to be in there or the closing ceremony.
Yeah, but I really thought there might have been an actual. But then again, who would you have as? See, you could have had George Lucas, Mark Hamill, and Harrison Ford as a special panel.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't
it? Just to have something like that. But
I'm surprised there's no Mark Hamill panel, no Mark Hamill stage show.
Maybe there is. I did look on it, and there are some that says to be announced.
Which is still to come soon. And the closing ceremony has got no details, but
and I was a bit disappointed with the closing ceremony when we went.
But we were so excited.
We were down anyway because of that last panel that we saw, weren't we? And that's another thing. There is no future filmmakers panel this year.
Well, so far,
no. Because that was one that was announced at the very start when we were getting ready for last year. And then they haven't done it this year. And I think they've learnt from their mistakes. They realised that everybody that went, I think, had a fantastic time. But people that were at home watching it live weren't as impressed because there was no big news.
No, there's nothing we didn't already know.
Exactly. I mean, we got the Rogue One trailer, but no one else saw that.
No.
And a lot of the news that we were all going, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, never happened. So the people that were sat at home, especially in America, but then...
Do you not think they'll announce the next standalone movie?
I think they will, yeah. I really do.
Yeah.
Or they'll wait until D23, which is in July or June.
They might announce just what it's going to be, mightn't they?
Maybe.
And then just... Because D23, I reckon, is going to be the Han Solo.
Han Solo, yeah.
You know,
that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Good shout, huh?
That's a good shout.
Very good, Ronald.
Ronald.
Yeah, so, talking on the Lorraine Show on ITV in the BBC if you're watching this in America. In the BBC, in England, if you're watching this in America. Gary Barlow of Take That fame has confirmed he has a cameo in The Last Jedi, and apparently he's not a stormtrooper like Daniel Craig was in The Force Awakens. He'll be in the cantina bar, won't he, singing?
Oh, I hope not. That would be so cringy. What would he be singing? Bacta for good. Made me all day. I've been working on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, trying to think of Take That songs.
It's probably a few, isn't there?
Yeah, no good.
No, I don't know.
Thinking no, though.
Do you think he'll talk? Do you think he'll actually speak?
It'll be like you say. He'll be something like somebody that's at the bar or something, like Anthony Daniels and Ahmed Best was in. Ahmed Best was in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
he'll just be
tucked away,
plonked somewhere. Yeah, like our mate Miltos was in Force Awakens.
Yeah,
just part of a cantina or
you might be singing
marketplace. I hope not. Not because I don't like his singing, but that'd just be really cringy,
wouldn't it?
Yeah, you don't want that. You just let Gary just be in the background. That's fine. But that'd be fun.
Yeah. Well,
apparently Prince William
is one of the stormtroopers,
supposed to be in it, and I'm sure there'll be others.
Well, of course there will. People clamouring to get in there. What if Daniel Craig could come back again?
Nah.
As the totally mind-washed stormtrooper.
Yeah. But then it's fun, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it great that people of privilege get to do these things?
If you had the role to be like a cameo, what would your ideal cameo in Star Wars be?
I'd say a stormtrooper, but I'd just stick out like a sore thumb. Wouldn't I?
You're a little short for a stormtrooper.
You're a little wide for a stormtrooper, aren't you? I'd have my stormtrooper, but they'd be more black than white because.
Would you like to be like the Simon Pegg sort of alien? Would you like to do that?
No, I'd be a Jedi. I love all the Jedi.
Well, you couldn't
in
the new franchise, could you?
Why?
You couldn't. Well, there isn't enough Jedi
maybe
around.
I've been trained by Luke. I'm just saying that you gave me the chance.
Okay.
Let me. I don't take it away from me.
Well, it's not. Well, I mean, okay, you could have it.
Thank you.
They get to that at the top, hands him the lightsaber, the camera pans around, and there's you sat around a fire.
No, there's not. There's me like 60 steps down. You're just going, can you wait a minute?
I was going to have you sat at the campfire next to me.
What would you do then?
Gnawing on. I'd like to be an alien. I'd like to totally be dressed up, prosthetic up.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not? It'd be fun.
Okay.
As long as you get to keep it all. No, I think that'd be really good fun. Or the cantina band.
Cantina band backing for Gary Barlow.
Yeah, dancing behind.
But anyway, that's it, isn't it?
That is it. So what would you like to see or be in the next Star Wars movie? Leave a comment below. What would you like to see at the celebration panels? Remember to comment below, or anything else. And when you do comment, do remember to press the like button.
That's right. And you can come and subscribe to our channel. Should be up there somewhere, just on Boba Fett's head. And when you do subscribe, just click the little icon with the bell, and that gives you a notification every time we release a new video.
Absolutely. Now get it right this time.
Oh, yeah. So the pressure's on again now. So thank you very much for watching. Watch again next week for episode 27 of That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
And remember, may the Force be with you.
Always. All right?
Yeah. Thanks, Nate.